I remember a long time ago listening to the radio in the city of Toronto. I believe it was on Q107, was it not? And I came, like, I was a radio junkie. This was when I was like early teens, mid-teens. And I came across a radio show hosted by sex educator Sue Johanson. I've never heard anything like this in my life. I heard things I had never heard before. Some were confusing, and some kind of taught me stuff. And Sue Johanson had a way of communicating to make you not feel uncomfortable and to really learn something at the same time. Sue Johanson passed away yesterday at the age of 93. She was a pioneer when it came to sex education, and she helped a lot of people. She opened up one of the first birth control clinics in the country here in the city of Toronto in the 70s. Then she started her radio show. That took off. The radio show then became a local TV show in and around the Toronto area. That then went to national television, and Sue Johanson became a household name really across North America. I remember she made an appearance on Conan O'Brien's show. She was well known by a lot of heavy hitters in all walks of life. And when I know, Alex, when this news came down yesterday, it hit people a certain way. I kind of grew up listening to Sue Johanson talk about what at times was still a very taboo topic in a way that was relatable, in a way that didn't make you uncomfortable, in a way that you took away things. And one of her biggest mandates was to educate young people to make sure they have all the information before they start anything in their lives. And it kind of, this one hit me. It did.
Yeah, and nothing would faze her, which was amazing. Like, she would take so many different phone calls about so many different things, and she would have an answer for everything. But she kind of gave people an option to say, if there's something you don't want to talk about with someone that you know, that maybe you're close to, you can call me and I'll deal with it. And like you said, I watch Conan religiously. And when she would go down to the States, I think that's when I first kind of realized how big she was, because I don't know if they had anyone in the States like her. And some of the things she would say, just looking at Conan's reaction, like, he couldn't believe she was describing these things, but she was just so good at it. So she was definitely a pioneer, like you said.
Yeah, for me, these kind of subjects that she was talking about weren't spoken about freely in our household, that's for sure. And, health class was a bunch of kids giggling and, teachers trying to get through it as quickly as possible. So she had some really valuable information, and, she was an icon. And
I mean, Nassoon, some of the stuff I'd hear her say, I didn't hear in health class either.
No.
Nope.
Like, let's be honest, like, there was a freedom with how this sweet person was delivering really taboo stuff at the time that was groundbreaking. And, it's just, in an age where, like, whatever type of information you want, you can gather all types of stuff. Her mandate was the truth of the matter to help as many people as humanly possible who felt like you said, who felt like they couldn't go anywhere with their issues, who felt like there was nowhere to turn if they had a question, who didn't feel confident in the information maybe they were getting. And she had a way of filtering all of that kind of stuff out to make you feel comfortable. And as a communicator, that is one of the most difficult things. I don't care what the subject matter is.
Yeah.
When you can talk to people like that about anything and make them feel comfortable, that is a gift. And Sue Johanson had it.
It was almost like, in a way, doing sports talk radio. Sometimes you take phone calls on specific issues. Sometimes you just say, phone lines are open, you can ask anything you want. And I felt like her show was just like that. Like, you could call with any situation that you were dealing with, and she would most of the time have an answer that they just wouldn't get anywhere else.
Godspeed, Sue. Sue Johanson, passing away at the age of 93. It's 8 o'clock. You're watching Beat Tape.